Yesterday we were talking about, I'm sharing my screen now. We tried it. Now you should be seeing it. Let me know once you see my screen sheet. View. Looks like you all are busy looking through the curriculum.
Yes, KD, we can see.
Okay. You can check the curriculum later. It contains the entire, the complete journey from level 1 up until level 3. The curriculum is included into it. Please check once. The reason why we had to enhance the curriculum is a lot of cloud. One more topic will be added to that, which I will share. One more revised version of it will be coming up. So let's not waste time. Already a few minutes late today. Yesterday we talked about the story of Microsoft, the story of IBM, the story of Ashton Tate, the story of Sybase, the story of how Microsoft started its SQL Server journey. What was the necessity for them to start it? Is it really required? Were they ready for it? Definitely not. All planned, all happened unplanned. Same way this one also. Okay. So now I repeat, sir. I repeat. Yesterday's last conversation was about what is SQL Server, and we were talking about mainly 3 types of people who are using the SQL Server as a product. Mainly 3 categories of people. Enterprise data management, the people we all who manage the data. The second segment of people are developers who use the data, and business intelligence people. They also use the data for reporting purpose. These people use the data for application purpose. That's also okay. So that's in all our yesterday's conversation. But now today we will talk about something important. Just clarifying to all of you, sir, there are mainly 4 components in SQL Server. Components, four types of, or 4 categories in SQL Server. The first one, sir, first and main one, is nothing but database services. Database services, our area. We all handle databases, right? So SQL Server contains database services. That if you can go back to the previous picture, do you see at the last what is mentioned here? Relational database, yeah, also called as database services. So what does Microsoft sell? Microsoft sells database services. Like we have our competitors also. Like SQL Server is one database. SSDS means SQL Server Database Services. Who are our competitors? Oracle. Who else are our competitors? Sybase. Now Sybase is almost kind of a drowning ship, almost. It is good. It had a very good share in the market. So believe me, Singapore market was, oh my God, Singapore, Malaysia. This market was very, very good for Sybase earlier. But now it's almost like SQL Server took over. They're almost drowning. DB2 almost dying. It's there. It's still there. DB2 database in the market is still there. IBM's database, it's still there, but not so mazedar. A lot of features are missing. It's okay. I mean, it's good by itself, but not perfect. Postgres, Ingress, Teradata, MySQL, SAP HANA, or I think many other databases are there. The list can be ongoing. But these are the databases in the market. Any questions? So database has database. That's it. Database is a product. You can use the database. That's all. You can store data in it. You can retrieve data inside it. You can use the data. That's also nothing fancy and nothing more than that. Any questions? Okay, that's it. After database services, along with database services, one more component is there called analysis services. So, is analysis services important for me or for us when we are learning the course? Let's talk about us. Is it really important for us? So I cannot tell. In Office, we don't support analysis services because analysis services is a separate course by itself. what people do in analysis services, let's talk in simple words. Let's say any of you want to download your 10 years back bank statement. 10 years back. Do all banks offer that? Definitely not. So some banks, like HDFC, you definitely have an option to download up to last, I'll mute everyone. Yeah, you can download up to last 10 years old statements. It's possible. But SBI, sir, SBI, I think has some 4 to 5 years, if I'm not wrong. If I want 10 years back bank statement, you have to go to bank for sure. Submit a letter. Okay. And then bank will do what, sir? They will ask your mail ID and everything. Then they will go back to their warehouse. Warehouse means analysis services in our words. So that means what, sir? Historical data of the company. It can be bank, it can be anything, sir. Historical data. Old data will be stored in analysis services. So database services will contain latest data. Latest means it can be 1 year, it can be 2 years, it can be 3 years, it may be up to 5 years. Nobody stores last 10 years data in the database services. So database services is called as OLTP, online transaction processing, OLTP systems. Meaning right now transactions are going on. So who, I mean, 1 year bank statements, you don't care, right? Normally, ideally 1 year is sufficient, or 1 to 2 years maximum. Who will go back 3 years and check unless and until you have a requirement? 10 years is impossible, out of scope. So what is the point in keeping all data in one database, sir? Unnecessary database growth will increase. Unnecessary performance issues will come up. Customers want to access, very few customers access old data. All latest customers will use latest data. So that is why always this archiving is what they call. Take all the old data and keep it in analysis services. Wonderful things. Analysis services, old data will go. Database services, latest data will stay. Now, sir, who decides that 1 year, 2 years is the latest and 4 to 5 years is all old, sir? Company decides, organization decides, architects decide. So it's not you, not me. So that's all. Any questions? Anybody have? So
Maybe
data,
it is stored, or just analysis services helps to manage, right? Not exactly store. It is
manage
not.
storing also, sir, because whatever data you have, latest data, you can take.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. We can just separate it, right? But
It's
database will
segregated.
be same. Yeah,
It is
yeah.
segregated. So manage and store are same, in other words, because
Okay.
SQL Server analysis services. See, okay, I'll give you a small example, sir. Which is the oldest company in India? India Nature, I'll leave it. So one of the oldest companies. IT in IT. Which company has got very old?
IBM.
Perfect,
IBM.
sir. 110 years history. 110, 109 years, I think. 109 or 80. 100 plus years of history, sir. One of the IT companies which has got 100 plus, very limited companies are there. 100 plus years of history is IBM, right, sir? Last 5 years data IBM kept in database services, okay, OLTP. 95 years data is present in analysis services. So in SQL Server, we call it analysis services. In Oracle, what they call, I don't know. We have to Google for it now. Like we call it analysis services, old data that we store. Oracle also calls it something. Anybody
So
having knowledge?
basically, data warehousing, what we say is analysis
I am
services.
coming to that same point, sir. Now, data warehousing, warehouse is go down, sir. What do you dump in warehouse? Which the stock that you don't use much. You keep it in a warehouse. Whatever is getting sold from the shop will be sold, sir. Remaining all dump, you will keep it in the warehouse. Whenever the stock is sold, you will bring it as needed. So warehouse is a place where you park your data, which you don't use frequently. Same way, data warehousing, old data, sir, always dump in the warehouse. So data warehousing is what we call it. Yes. So analysis services in SQL Server is nothing but data warehousing. So there are so many companies in the market like SAP, Oracle, SQL Server, Microsoft, all these who provide options to store old data analysis in analysis services. We call it analysis services. I don't know what Oracle calls it. I don't know what SAP calls it. SAP DW, I think they call it, sir. If I remember my memory, if my memory is right, SAP DW we call it. DW. Okay. So it looks like OMC is playing around with annotation. If you want to play, I have no issues. Go ahead. Done. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions? So if IBM decides to prepare IBM decided to make a graph of their business, the business graph of 100 years. Just imagine how IBM up or down, whatever. IBM decided to make a business graph of 100 years. So what should IBM do in that case? IBM should go and talk to IBM employees, or CEO must talk to BI people. Now, BI people will come forward and say, oh, you want 100 years of report. Okay, I'll make it. What should the person do, sir? Latest data person will take from where? OLTP. OLTP means our database services. Okay, so they will take the latest data from OLTP. They will take all the 95 years, or 5 years is present here, for example. 95 years of data they'll take from analysis services, sir. Got it? Now, what is their point? They have to integrate both. This data they have to take, that data they have to take and integrate. For integration, for putting them together, SSIS is used. SQL Server Integration Services. Take latest data, take old data, put them together, do some processing, make a nice graph. And sir, for displaying a graph, nice report, they use what? Reporting services. So technically what I'm trying to tell, sir, if without all these 4 components, what company wants cannot be achieved. So for preparing nice reports, you need reporting services. To pull data from here, data from there, data from here, data from there, you need integration services. To store old data, you need analysis services. To store latest data, you need database services. It's like a package. That's what I was saying yesterday, sir. SQL Server is not just a database software. Hang on. No, it is not just a database software, sir. It is beyond. And not only SQL Server, sir. For that matter, Oracle also. For that matter, Oracle also. SAP also, sir. We all hear about SAP. I don't know how many of you have knowledge about SAP. Neither do I. Don't have any knowledge about SAP. But sir, all these ERPs work the same way. They have database services, they have analysis services, they store integration services, they use integration services. So from integration, meaning integration, take data from different places and keep it in one place. So can you see here? SSIS is SQL servers. Data stage is one more software, sir. Data stage, MicroStrategy, Informatica. I'm sure you would have heard about these names somehow in your, if you're walking in Hyderabad, you will anyway see all these banners. I'm talking about Amirpet. If not, if you browse online also, the software names will come up in your ads or somewhere here. So Informatica, MicroStrategy, Data Stage, SSIS, SQL Server SSIS, all these come under integration. So the integration services guy's job, you know what it is? Extract, meaning take data from somewhere, extract, transform, modify, make some changes to it, and load it somewhere. ETL is what they call. So database services is called as what? First one. Database services is called as what? OLTP. OLTP, online transaction processing. Old data is called as what? OLAP, online analytical processing. Analysis, for analysis purpose, use it. Or data warehousing, you can call it. Sir. Data warehousing or OLAP, both are same. OLTP means latest data. So all these names you please register in your mind. Words. ETL. Extract, transform, load, meaning SSIS. What if I ask you, just say for example, if I say, Pavani, what is SQL Server's ETL? If I ask what is SQL Server's ETL, your immediate answer should be SSIS. And if I ask Rishabh, like what is SQL Server's data warehousing solution, answer should be analysis services. And what is SQL Server database services? OLTP, database services. And last one, what are SQL Server? Where can I prepare nice graphical reports in SQL Server? SSRS is what we call, sir. SSRS, SSIS, SSAS, SSDS. So 4 components of SQL Server. These are the pillars, the 4 pillars of SQL Server. We have some more, but these are the main 4 pillars of SQL Server. And again, I want to clarify to each one of you that, oh, by the way, sir, in our course, we are not covering analysis, integration, and reporting. That's not our job. It requires programming. By the way, all these 3, analysis, integration, reporting together, it's called as business intelligence, BI. All these 3 put together, sir. So we are not BI people. Just clarifying again, sir, we are not BI people. We don't do BI work. We are here for database administration. We handle the data. KD, in office, do you support analysis, integration, or reporting? Yes, sir. Somebody will use, we will provide. See, as a DBA, it's my responsibility to help them, right? If they want some, so they want to access some critical data, they want to access some data, I will give them permissions on that, sir. They will access it. That kind of moral support or technical support we will give them, but we don't own BI. So when it comes to US and US, Germany, UK, Canada, so when all these other countries, when people, when you're going on an on-site or a traveling, if you want to go there, so along with database services, little of this knowledge is also important, because here in India, we have bandwidth to hire people, right? DBA you can hire separately, BI people you can hire separately, because costing is less. There the expenses are more. That's why they look for one common person who can handle both work. Am I clear to everybody, sir? Anybody have any plans of travel? They should be also focusing on analysis, integration, reporting. So YouTube is more than enough. YouTube is more than enough to gain that knowledge, because once somebody is very good at database, it becomes easy to learn. What I'll do, sir, I guarantee you one thing from my end. SSIS I will show you. My knowledge itself is minimal. Whatever I have knowledge on SSIS, I will share with you in one situation, in topics. With that, any questions anybody have on all these four components? Database services, actual data, real data, current data, latest data. Okay, analysis services, also called as OLAP or data warehousing, which contains historical data. Integration services, mainly meant for ETL tool, extract, transform, load, to integrate data from different sources and keep. So, okay, I'll give a small example, sir. Sir, I have an Excel sheet. My boss gave me an Excel sheet of all the top employees in the company. And they said, hey, these all employees must get 25% hike right now. If these guys leave, my company will collapse. A developer got an Excel sheet, sir. Now developer will do what? Take all the employees' data, correct? Extract all the employees' data. Now match, right? So look up, match this with the people. Whoever he identifies, for those people, immediately 25% hike, meaning extract, transform. After giving 25% hikes, sir, transform. Now load the data back again. Load. So that is it. So this is ETL. So we can talk about multiple examples, but I'm just telling that this is how in real scenarios. Don't think data and just data, sir. Along with data, we have others also. I will not drag this topic anymore. If you're okay, any questions you can ask, else we'll move on. Any questions? No, wait, I mean, if you have questions, feel free to ask, but understand that there are multiple components inside SQL Server, sir. Multiple components. Four. Okay, now let me go back to the previous picture once to show you. So listen to this. Look at this picture, sir. Actually, SQL Server is a big product. And inside SQL Server, you have reporting, you have analysis, you have notification services, which we will discuss in some time in future. Integration services, as I told you now, replication services is also there, which I'll explain in future. And last but not the least is database services. So reporting services, analysis services, integration services, and database services, the four main pillars or components of SQL Server. 1 second, sir, not finished. Can you see on the right hand side tools? The tools meaning is to access all of them, sir, to work on all of them. Common tools are available. Common tools are there, like Management Studio, Business Intelligence Development Studio, BITS, or nowadays they're calling it as data tools. So data tools, Management Studio, there are some common tools. With these tools, you can access all of them. So tools are common. Components are different, sir. Components. So what are components of SQL Server? Database is an interview question also. Common interview question, sir. Like a very easy question. Components of SQL Server: database services, integration services, analysis services, and reporting services. Versions of SQL Server: SQL Server 2019, the latest one. 17 before that, 16 before that, 14 before that, 12 before that, 8 R2 before that, 8 before that, 5. Stop, sir, because up to 5 is sufficient. below 5, we have even 2000, 7.0, 6.0, 6.5, 6.0, so 4.21 and all that not required, sir. 2005 is the benchmark year. So SQL Server 2005, 8, 8R2, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19. This version numbers must be on your fingertips. Not immediately, but gradually you will get them on your fingertips. Okay, so any questions anybody has? Okay, so as of today, what do you know, sir? Versions of SQL Server. You know that SQL Server is just not a database software. It is beyond database. Again, sir, whatever I'm saying now applies for Oracle also. OBI is what they call, sir. Oracle BI, OBI. Oracle also has analysis, not analysis, I don't know, whatever name they call it. Oracle Data Warehousing, OBI. Oracle Database is also there. Oracle OBI is there. Oracle Reporting is there. Oracle Integration is there. Same way in SQL Server as well. Or SAP also. SAP BI is there. SAP BI. It's available. Okay, answer. Thank you. So all the major ERPs, enterprise resource planning, ERP softwares in the market will have all these components, including database. That's also what is ERP. We'll discuss in future for sure, not for today. If no questions are there, sir, then introduction, or at least what is SQL Server? If you are clear, let's go to the next slide. May I? KD, already one history finished, right? What is this history? So one more story if you're okay with it. Small story, very small story. I'll not take much time. So this is prequel, not sequel. So SQL Server started in which year, sir? 19? The idea of SQL Server, 85 ke baad, right? After 85, 1985. We are talking before 85. I think, is it Lord of Rings? Which movie, sir? Which went Matrix was backwards, or which movie was backwards? Lord of Rings prequel had, right? I mean, which movie had prequels before it, not sequels? Star Wars, huh? No. Lord of Rings. Which movie, sir? Yeah. Not America.
Bahubali.
Bahubali was Bahubali was.
Both.
Correct. Yeah. Good. Yeah, nice example, sir. Bahubali is prequel. The second part was the first part, right? Okay, good. Okay, anyways, sir, something like that. Now this is a history backwards. It means before 1985, sir. We are talking about 60s now. We're talking about 50s now. We're talking about 40s now. We are going backwards. So, I mean, if you're okay, let's start with this. When all this started, sir, data and information. So a lot of people have this mild confusion. Data is different, information is different. Data means what, sir? Raw facts, raw data. Like, hey, hi, how are you? It's just like, hey, hi, how are you? You are how? Hey, hi. I will not say, sir. Hi, hey, you are how? It's not logically connected, right? So each word is data, but when you keep them in a proper order, sir, it becomes information. So what you store inside SQL Server, sir, is actually what? Whatever you store inside SQL Server databases, what is it, sir? Is it data or is it information? It is absolutely data. Whatever you dump in the table, employee number, employee name, salary, whatever you are dumping, sir, it's all data. Now, when you select in a proper meaningful order, it becomes information. So data is raw fact, information is processed data. So as a DBA, as a database administrator, what do we handle in office? We don't care about information, sir. Information is meaningful for developer. As a DBA, we handle data, raw facts. So second one, sir. If you go back to, sir, I'm not even talking about 1940s. I'm talking about before 1940s. So, I mean, how storage evolved? First storage. How storage evolved? Cave paintings, huh? I mean, olden days, people used to write in the cave paintings. Post that, sir, tally sticks came. Each of us, everybody here knows what is a tally stick, sir. I just have to use the correct word. This is an English word, but I have to use the correct word. Sanskrit word, if I use, you'll get it. Talapatra is what they say, right? So it's made of, I don't know what it is made of, palm tree leaf. So sir, then again, papyrus came. Papyrus is a pre-form of paper. Paper is a much refined version. So papyrus was an older form of paper, raw form of paper. On wood, people used to write. And then paper came. Which country invented paper?
China.
Question. Yeah.
China.
Japan.
There you go. Raju answered first. China. Exactly, sir. Paper was created by China. Anyway, so now paper came, then printing started. So people started storing data in print on a printing format, and then later on, punched card came. So I'm sure I don't know if you have not seen a punched card. I can take a minute and let's go and see what's a punched card. Just a minute, because this is ancestral story. So if you can know punched cards, how they used to be, would be really great. I don't know. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like OMR, OCR. What do you call OMR sheet?
OMR.
Kind of, that's how this punch card devices used to be, and where data is stored in this punch cards. Punch card machines, and you use, depending on the punching, wherever you punch, you understand that this letter is that. Again, this was a whole system. In our college, we used to have one punch card device. You can look at this one. By looking at this, you can read the data. So I'm talking about evolution now, nothing more than that. Evolution. So punched cards ruled the world for some time. And after that, sir, sorry, I'll go back. Hey, so one second. I'm talking about storage for a reason. 2 minutes. Please wait. You'll understand why we are talking about storage. And so after that, you know how storage evolved. Hard drives came. First of all, before hard drives, sir, that what do you call that? Gramophone.
Tape.
Tapes also came, but gramophone devices like storage, cassettes, gramophones, that era came, sir.
Floppy disk.
After that, floppies also came. What did you say? What did you say just now, sir? What you said just now? Somebody said something. Can you repeat that? Floppy disk, right?
Floppy disks.
I said floppy disk.
What did you say again?
Floppy disk.
So I keep it, I keep it only for classes purpose. Okay, this was one of my oldest floppy disks. Oh my god, so this is very old one. So what is the size of this floppy disk? Can you guess? Well, some of you might have knowledge, but
4.7 MB.
That much was
1 MB.
Very close, very close.
2 MB.
No. 1 MB. 1.2 MB to be precise. Okay, 1.2 MB, sir. This is called as 5 1/4 floppies. 5 1/4 floppies in those days. One more small size used to come up. That was 1.4 MB. This is 1.2 MB. Okay, so let me mute everybody. So that's it. So this is a floppy disk. This is how evolution happened, right? And so, by the way, I used to install Windows operating system, Windows 95, I think, with 14 floppies. Insert the first floppy, OS installation will start. Take it out, put the second floppy, next installation will continue. Third, fourth, fifth. By any chance, one floppy gets corrupted? Gone. So, by the way, now with this, don't assess my age and don't treat me like an older person. Please don't. So yes, of course, I started my with computers way long ago. Anyways, leave it. Let's not talk about years back story. But this is how floppies evolved. Yes, please.
I used to install XP.
Okay.
In my
Satish,
in my personal computer, it was Windows 98, I think. I installed Windows XP through CD. At that time, CD was there.
Perfect, sir. Okay. Satish, you are too young. So yeah, but again, series were evolved after floppies, right? Everybody. It's the same thing, I have mentioned here. Please see 5 1/4, sir. 5.25. This is a 5.25 floppy which you are seeing in my hand. And then, sir, series came, as Satish mentioned. Series came, and 3.5 floppies came, so smaller in size, more in capacity. So 1.4 MB was a big achievement in those days, but now TBs is nothing. Anyways, now this is storage evolution. KD, why are you talking about storage? We're talking about database, right? 2 minutes. Blu-rays came, CDs came. So I would want to ask you all a quick, small question, and after that we will move on. Sir. Okay. Pen drives wise, what is the highest capacity pen drive available in market today? I would want to. This is for general knowledge purpose, nothing more. Not to
2
waste time.
TB. I have seen up to 2 TB.
2 TB. Anybody else? Any corrections? Pen drive. If you want to go to Amazon or Google or Flipkart or search and tell, also is fine.
Yes, right.
Is it 2 TB? Is it correct?
2 TB.
2
TB
terabytes.
pen drive, is it available now? Pen drive.
Yeah.
256 GB pen
But
drive.
that is there. So 256 GB is there. 512 is also there. 1 TB.
There.
I am aware of 1 TB. I'm again asking
No.
because I have to go back and check. 1 TB pen drive is available. Samsung or some other company. So 2 TB is it there? Is my question. I'm just asking. Maybe I'm outdated here.
2 TB SD card is available, sir.
Pen drive has come
I've seen
up.
it.
2 TB pen drive.
Pen drive is 1 terabyte.
Okay, if SD card has come up, then pen drive also will come up. So, okay, fine. So 10 pen drive of 2 TB. Okay, then. So hard drive, highest capacity hard drive available in market right now. If I have to go and purchase highest capacity of a hard drive, I'm not talking about SSD. SSDs came now, sir. In recent last 4 or 5 years, SSDs are ruling the world. Highest capacity of a hard drive available today. Hard drive.
512.
No, 512 GB is like gone. 2 TB, 3 TB, 4 TB, how much? 5 TB, 10 TB, how much?
Maybe 10 TB, sir. 10
is not there. So to an extent, I am aware 5 TB hard drive is available. 10 TB, 20 TB, 30 TB, 50 TB are available, sir. But you know how? You need to join the hard drives. Then it is available. You need to purchase one enclosure, keep all the hard disks in it. Then it is possible. I'm just talking about ideally what is available. Okay, then, sir. Now, sir, pen drives are gone. By the way, from CD side, sir, CD, olden days CD, how much was the max capacity of a
700 MB.
700 MB. Perfect, sir. Thank you.
170.
And then DVDs came for a while. DVDs discovered.
4.7.
4.7 GB. And then after 4.7 GB, what else came, sir? Double side
Double
DVDs
side
also.
disc.
8.5 GB.
Yeah.
4.7 GB DVDs came, 8.5
One
GB
more.
DVDs also came, double side. You can write down on both the sides, so 2 layer, not double side, so 2 layer. Okay, then hard drives came, hard drives capacity is highest 5 TB, sir. SSD now, main one. Because if anybody is purchasing laptop now, if you're taking it now, or at least now or early or last 2-3 years, do not purchase a laptop without an SSD. There's no point in purchasing a laptop without an SSD. Reason? SSD will make your laptop 10 times faster than your normal hard drive. Hard drives are very outdated. They have spindle, the disk that rotates. In SSDs, they are flash memory, they are flash storage, and they are outstandingly fast. So if anybody is planning for a laptop, or you have it already, or you want to upgrade your laptop, definitely SSD is a must nowadays. So by the way, SSD technology came into mass market now, but before coming into mass market, sir, SSD was designed actually for NASA. Reason, outer space, the hard disks don't spindle, right? It's not that easy for hard disks to rotate. So they wanted to find an alternate storage, sir, in space. So then I'm talking about 10-15 years back story. NASA and all had this SSDs way long earlier. It was very expensive. When it came to mass production, sir, then cost started dropping by. So what is the highest SSD available in market right now if I have to purchase a SSD disk?
512 GB, sir.
No, 512 GB is gone, sir. Beyond that, it is available.
So 1 TB.
Also, above 1 TB is also available. I'm just asking, if you want to Google and quickly tell is also fine, please.
512 MB.
Thank you, Gautam, for reminding me to drink water. Yeah, 512 MB. 512 GB, you mean? No, 512 GB and above. Okay, 1 second. Sir. Just a second. Let me take you to just 2 minutes. Huh? Let's go to Amazon and search. It's okay. Okay, 2 minutes. No offers as of now. Yeah, do what, sir? SSD. Right. So again, this is important because 500 GB is gone, 1 TB is gone, 1 TB. Highest is how much? Left side. Oh, okay. I don't see any.
Sir, I think these are external drives, not SSDs.
It's okay, sir. Okay, 1 second. Highest SSD disk capacity. 2 TB, I think, to an extent I am aware. Oops. Sorry.
100.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of this one, sir. The world's highest capacity SSD is Nimbus with 100 TB. What would be the cost?
I think it's remote. I think it's remote. I don't think it's like external.
It is server itself.
I think it's a server. It's like remote usage of it.
When you say remote usage, I didn't get you. Yeah, I think I can. This is good, right? Not physical SSD only. Physical. What is the cost of it?
$1,500.
$12,500. Oh
No, $40,000.
$40,000. My God. Fine.
That's per
Okay.
TB.
Anyways, we got the answer. 100 TB. Then hard drive also will be obviously more. So maybe we are wrong in cat math. So look at this. So the reason why I'm talking all this one, sir, is to tell you only one thing. Storage, sir, as storage grows, so equivalently databases will also grow. So now let's because end of the day, databases are stored in the hard drive. Storage is linked with your database also becoming better and better. So then what happens in the initial days, flat files were used. When I say flat file, something like a notepad, what you're seeing there. So olden days, at that time, Oracle, SQL Server, nothing was there, sir. Just a flat file was there. Flat file. Just open a flat file, type your data and save it. That's all. Clear? Initially, databases were stored in flat files. Then what happened, sir? There was some problem with flat files. No proper formatting of data. You have to type like this. Formatting was a problem. Search, the latest notepad has search option. Olden days notepad had no search options. Search options were not there. Formatting was not there. Duplicate data's chances were very high. If I store ABC once and again I may store ABC one more time. So duplicate chances were high. All these issues were there with the flat files. So they thought, okay, no, flat file is not our requirement. Let's go to the next one. And our post flat files came word processors, like Microsoft Word that we use. So word processors come with one good advantage, sir. Search option. Only search issue was resolved. You still have formatting problem and you still have duplicate data form. Then they thought of something else, sir. What? Spreadsheets, Excels. So spreadsheets have solved the problem of formatting. So formatting problem is solved. Search problem is solved. Still you have what problem, sir? Duplicate data problem. You may store duplicate data in the Excel sheet multiple times. So this is how evolution happened. I'm just trying to tell you. If you go back to olden days and come to the latest. And then they thought, no, man, this all flat files, Word documents, spreadsheets will not help us to store lots. So by the way, this is latest latest Zamana's Excel you are seeing. This was the old Excel, very old days. We used to call it what? Lotus 123. Lotus 123. Lotus 123 was a software name. Excel used to be in like this black color, no charts and all. So this is how it used to look like. Okay, just for your information. Back to my world again. Done. So with that being said, I'm moving on. Then came the thought of implementing something called database. Now, sir, different companies came into. So please understand this story because it is important. It gives us an idea of where all this started. So then came this thought of creating databases. What databases? First of all, database was a vague idea at that time. Very vague idea. Nobody had know how to create. Database is a container. People used to think it is like a container. You can store data in it. So, and then they thought, okay, database shape must be in cylinder shape. Okay, I'm not doing any brand promotion there, but still, our logo also has databases in it. Next one. This is one building in Bangalore in one area. Which is that area? Where is this building located? Please. How many of you know it? A small quick test. For people in Bangalore. Where this is located in Bangalore. So building shape and database. I mean, people in Bangalore only can answer this question.
Whitefield.
Whitefield, no, wrong answers.
Bannerghatta Road.
Bannerghatta Road, close but wrong answers.
Dairy Circle.
Dairy Circle, very close but not wrong answer. Very
Kormangala.
Kormangala, little far again. Nearby.
Electronic City.
Yeah, electronic is too far. No, sir.
JP Nagar.
JP, no. I told Dairy Circle, he said. So I'm saying very close. Somewhere there. Okay, sir. I mean, it's nothing but Taverkere main road. Next to Forum Mall. Very next to Forum Mall. You have this in Bangalore, sir. It's like, actually, you know what? The joke is it is not in cylinder shape, really. If you go behind the building and see, it will be like flat, sir. But if you really want to see, this is in US that they have constructed. Redwood Shores, California. So this is the place in Oracle's headquarters. And so you all, whether you accept or not, sir. Kiri, why are you not showing Microsoft? Microsoft was not a database company, first of all, you know the story. So Oracle was one company, sir. From the day one they started, they grew based on databases only. One company that deserves a true appreciation from databases side is Oracle, because day one they are Oracle database company. Today also they're database company. However, sir, ranking 1 and down is okay, but they are, this is headquarters of Oracle. Okay, anyways, why I'm showing about a cylinder shape. Okay, moving on, sir. Flat files, notepads, word processors, spreadsheets. Then came an idea to Microsoft. I'm talking about Microsoft story and nothing else, sir. They designed one database software called MS Access. So sorry to say, it is still there, but it is almost a not dead side. It is available, but scope is small. Small companies, small businesses can use MS Access for storing their tables. It's still alive, so the product is still there. MS Access, Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, along with that, Access is also one software that comes with that software as a package. So Access they created, sir. After Access, they created what?
SQL Server.
Yeah, this is our logo, sir. The mesh is our logo. So SQL Server logo is that. Okay, done? Perfect. That's all. Now, going back to the technology, sir. In now, exactly at this place, sir. From Excel sheets, when they were upgrading, they came with this idea called database, right? Huh? They thought, no, not only database, just don't create database. Let's create a database management system, DBMS. We'll create one big system. Simply creating database is okay. You will create database, store data in it, dump it. That's all fine, sir. Not only database, we should create one. Somebody, some scientist, somebody. The person has not got the true credit still, but the person is from IBM. Sir. The person is from IBM. IBM used to encourage a lot of scientists back in those days, even now also. So somebody came forward and said that let us not make only database. Let us make one software. The software will be called as Database Management System, DBMS. So what is DBMS? DBMS means, one second, sir, I'll take you to, sir, if you go to Google and search for just DBMS. One second, sir. So sorry, system. Unfortunately, I'm doing search. I could have taken a screenshot and kept it there, but I just want you all to know. So look at this. Look at this picture. This one picture explains what is database. So DBMS. First, store all your data in a hard drive. Store the data in a hard drive. Build one DBMS system, database management system. Anybody wants to access the database, they have to do what? Go through the DBMS software. So if you want to update data, you have to contact what's a DBMS. DBMS will update the data in the database. If you want to read data, fine. Then also you have to contact DBMS. Through DBMS, you will go to database. So that means what's a DBMS is a system. Database is part of it. If anybody wants to access data, you should know some language. SQL. There's a separate language for it, structured query language. So any application wants to talk to database, it should learn this language. So for example, today, if you want to travel to Germany, it's important that you should know there's an exam based on German, right? I mean, please correct me if anybody has more knowledge on this. You should learn German. I think you should write some exams also on German language. Then only they'll allow you to enter the country, which is compulsory. For example, China. China, you also know, maximum people don't speak English. So, and you should learn, if not Chinese at least, you should have somebody or a translator apps which should help you to work in that country. But sir, Chinese country doesn't have these rules that you should learn Chinese and come. Definitely Germany has it. So something like that. So if you want to interact with the database, you should learn the SQL, structured query language. These are simple commands, not even languages. It's commands. Any questions anybody has? So they were thinking big. They were just a database anybody can create and dump data. That's not a big deal. But they were thinking of a system, an ecosystem. if somebody wants to access data, you should travel through DBMS. You should go through DBMS. So DBMS is this. Database management system is called as DBMS. I'm so sorry if I'm talking very, very basic. Some of you are already experienced people. I'm extremely sorry for bringing this fundamentals again. But sir, when this DBMS was proposed, so definition, database read the last para. Remaining all is junk and theory. Ignore it. It's the last para. A database management system is a group of computer programs, some programs, which all will help you in what, sir? Creating, maintaining, and handling the database. Without DBMS, you cannot touch the database. Without DBMS, you cannot touch the database. Any questions anybody have? That's all. So DBMS acts like a mediator between person who is using it and the database. DBMS acts like a mediator. Thanks. So then, somebody proposed this idea. And sir, different people came with different thought. The moment this idea was introduced, sir, I'm talking about 1950 se leke 1950 to 1970 story I'm talking. Between 50 and 70. 20-year story I'm explaining now. Everybody okay with this? Between 50s and 70. Because 1985 later SQL Server came, right? I'm talking about 50 and 70. Why KD you're saying 50 and 70? I'll explain, sir. Once this DBMS concept came, people started thinking like different ideas. Hey, I will come with a hierarchical model. I will come with a network model. I will come with a relational model. Hey, I have an object model, object-oriented model. So different models and different proposals came. So these all are same, DBMS only, but different styles of implementing DBMS. So the first one, sir, hierarchical model. If anybody, how many of you read DBMS in your college days? In my college, I have read DBMS paper, database management system. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people I counted. Anybody else, sir?
Yeah, me also.
6, 7, 8 above. Okay. Looks like same thing, right? In our education, this TOSF 9. So same thing will be there in your college also. We'll talk about hierarchical model, network model, relational model, same thing, sir. So hierarchical model, sir, IBM introduced this in 1968, sir. That means again, before 70s. That's why I said between 50 and 70 during that time. So, sir, IBM launched this model and said, hey, DBMS is a wonderful idea. We have a hierarchical model. And they said, data must be stored in the form of a tree. Tree, hierarchical, sir. Tree structure. Hey, nowadays, recently, my daughter was asked for to make a family tree. My daughter, her sister, siblings. On the top, me, okay, and my wife, okay, and again my wife's parents and my parents, and then again their parents up to grandfather level. So a hierarchical structures, a tree. So something very similar. So tree structure, store data in the form of a tree structure. So, but problem here is, may I ask you all simple questions? With that, I will go to next point. How many of you remember more than 5 generation names? Your father, obviously father, grandfather is okay, up to grandfather, up to 5 generations who all remember. If anybody have an open challenge, anybody tells, there will be a chocolate gift for that.
I don't know.
5 generations. At least you should cross the 5th one or touch the 5th one. Tell the names, please. Would love to hear it. Anybody wants to try at least till the 4? Avinash, yes.
Yeah, 4 I know.
Go ahead, sir. Let's start.
Yeah, my father name is Venkateswarlu, and my grandfather name is Venkaya, and my great grandfather name is Venkat Narsaya, and my father great grandfather name is Pandap Naidu.
Okay, and about that, sir?
Yeah.
So 4 you are aware, right?
Yeah, and even my son saw my grandfather also.
Oh, great grandfather.
Yeah, great.
Okay. Oh, then a very strong person who stayed for how long? How many years?
Almost 95 to 95.
Okay. Good, sir. Very nice to know. But again, 5th you are stopping, right? You're stopping at 4. 5th you don't know. Same thing I said, sir. At 5 generations tree we can't manage. So when you store data, sir, when the hierarchy increases, right? The hierarchical models became complicated, sir. With the hardware of those days, I'm saying, sir, I'm talking about 1968. what hardware we had, very bad and very slow, sluggish hardware, right? So at that time, this model was not successful. And by the way, sir, IBM went ahead and designed one software also called System 2000. In those days, they made one software and they experimented, sir, but it flopped, it failed. So, sir, what is the problem here, sir?
Hierarchy, growing hierarchy.
Size is the problem. Huge. If database, the data is small, it's okay. If data is increasing, so row 1, row 2, hierarchy, row 2, row 3, hierarchy, 3, 4, 5. So table structure, table was stored in the form of a tree. Data was stored in the form of a tree. Bigger the tree, sir, problematic. System was very, very slow. So this model fails. Then came network model. One row, so hierarchical model was failing. They thought, okay, one row will connect to the second row. Second row will connect to the third row. So first of all, row concept was not there in those days. First record will connect to the second record. Second will connect to the third, sir. Third will connect to the fourth. Now 1 lakh records you have. You are in 1 lakh record. You want to come back to one, sir. Again, you have to come through the chain. So that challenges were also there. So hierarchical model also failed, sir. Network model also failed. Then Aya, Baap ka Baap, Sab ka Baap, father of all. Relational models. Before I talk about this slide, sir, I want to go to the next slide. Yeah, this is the guy. So, Mr. E.F. Ted Cord, or you call him as Cord in short. Cord we call him, Cord rules. So Cord said, sir, in 1970 exactly, he published one seminar paper, and he said that, hey, the seminar paper heading is this one, sir. A relational model, because hierarchical model, network model both failed, right? A relational model of data for one word attracted the world, sir. Large shared data bank. He said that, hey, I am proposing one model. Use my model and you can store large databases also without any problem. And then the world changed. 1970. And sir, the moment this seminar paper was introduced, he gave 12 rules. He said, hey, you all prepare software any way you want. Prepare a software, follow my 12 rules. Rule 1, rule 2, rule 3. By the way, sir, they are not 12 rules. They are 13 rules. Starts with rule 0, rule 1, rule 2, rule, like that, rule 12. 13 rules, sir, meaning actually call it as 12 rules. Cord's 12 rules. If you follow all my 12 rules, I will call your software as dash. RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Relational database management systems are capable of storing large databases, huge in size, where hierarchical network models failed. This guy clicked it. This is the topic, sir. That's what I'm not. That's why I said I'll not history again, but not a time-wasting history, sir, because you should know where all this started, sir. After 1970. Oracle came into picture, IBM came into picture. Sir, IBM started making DB2. What is it called as? OS2 database manager, right? They started working on 70s, sir. By 80, 87, 85, the software became very good, sir, because they made a proper database. IBM software. Oracle came forward, 1970. Sir, can I ask you a simple question? Can you Google and tell me which Oracle was created in which year? Oracle company. Can you please Google and tell me? Microsoft, let's not talk, so because Oracle deserves to be talked here. Oracle started in which year? Can somebody Google and tell me, sir, quickly? Oracle company started in which year?
1977.
70?
77.
Perfect. That's it, sir. 1977. That means, sir, once this model came, Oracle company was spinned. People started working on. Oracle worked on relational databases from the beginning, so 1977. So till 7 years back, sir, Oracle was #1. Even today also they are good, but again, Microsoft has defeated them. That's a different story. But sir, but Oracle has started with databases, 1977. So that means what, sir? This model made life for many people. So today if I am working, it's all the blessing of not only me, sir, all developers, DBS. Relational model has changed the show of everybody. Any questions anybody have? Sir, out of 13 rules or 12 rules of COD, there are some rules, sir. Data must be stored in the form of a table. It clearly indicatively says a table. Data must be stored in the form of table. There must be rows, there must be columns. Rows and columns. So nowadays, it might sound like a cheap idea for all of us, but back in those days, that was one of the wonderful ideas. So data must be stored in the form of a table. You will call the vertical lines as columns, horizontal lines as rows. And so the degree of the table means if I have 10 columns in the table, sir, 10 columns are there, employee number, employee name, salary, department, like that. 10 columns are there. The degree of the table is 10. These all ideas came out. Sir. That's all. That's all. I'm not saying anything more than that. If you're clear on this one, sir. Based on the seminar paper, a lot of companies started making softwares. And they used to evaluate. They used to ask Ted. By the way, he passed away in 2003. He's a British. He's a British computer scientist working in IBM. So IBM gets the credit of this patented. Not patented. IBM gets the credit of this encouragement to the world. Can I move on? So, are you aware of the pre-story now? IBM, Oracle, all these companies started making databases. Microsoft joined the journey much later after 15 years. That too with Sybase. This is the story. And so next topic is, now you know components of SQL Server. Now you know what is SQL Server, components of SQL Server, versions of SQL Server, versions. The next one is editions of SQL Server. So today you want to go to market and purchase one bike or car. Let's talk about car for some time. So every car has got petrol and diesel versions, right? Nowadays, I think diesel versions are fading off because cost of petrol and diesel are almost very close. So, but anyways, petrol versions are becoming more stable. Diesel versions are going away. That's fine. But anyways, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, petrol version, diesel version is okay. Along with that, what they call lower segment, middle segment, high segment. High segment comes with all the top features like airbags, sunroof. What else? I'm sorry if I'm missing anything. Power windows. What else?
Roof color.
Okay, on the top one color and sides one color. Okay, done. Perfect. And I mean, whatever, sir. All
OVRM.
Top features will come up for you. Yeah. Thank you. So all these features, right? It's the same way SQL Server also, or bikes, sir. 200cc, 300cc, 350cc, 400cc, and then lower cc. So higher the cc, you get good performance, less mileage. Lower the cc, you get better mileage and less performance. Same way, we have got editions in SQL Server, sir. Okay. By looking at so many editions, please don't get panicked because, oh my God, such an option variety. Yes, sir. In 2008, we had these many. I'll talk about this tomorrow. Today, we are almost done by time. Tomorrow, I'll definitely talk about this. Sir, but remember, just to make life easy and simple, sir, in older versions, we had these many, sir. Now, what happened? Latest 2019, if you take, only 2 are there. So enterprise, underlined version. Can you see what I underlined? Enterprise and standard and express. Only 3 are there. Remaining all are gone. Only 3. So that's why there is no need to worry that, oh my God, these many not required. So only 3 are there. Enterprise, standard, express. Only 3 are there. Enterprise comes with the top features. Sir. Standard comes with the a little less features. Express is free. Free, sir. Free. Completely free. But one second, sir. Nothing comes free in this world. And Microsoft will not give anything for free, by the way. The free comes with the conditions, sir. One CPU. If your laptop has 10 CPUs, that Express edition can use only one CPU. And 1 GB RAM. If your laptop has 16 GB RAM, say it can use only 1 GB RAM. One CPU. And so database size cannot cross more than 10 GB. So there are some conditions, what I'm saying. So enterprise edition, sir, standard edition, express edition. Tomorrow I'll talk in detail about them. And so on the specialized edition side, we have 2, developer and evaluation. So Microsoft initially did create that many options, but people were confused and they were like, oh, no. We will make it down and we'll make it very simplistic to the customer. So enterprise, again, an interview question, sir. Enterprise edition, Standard edition, express edition are mainstream, meaning main editions. Special editions are there, which is called as developer evaluation. More about it coming. And by the way, sir, do you see the fourth option called compact edition? Compact. You can install SQL Server on your mobile also. But sir, not a Android mobile or Apple mobile. Definitely not. It is on Windows mobile. Now, do you have Windows mobiles? Definitely not. They are not there. So in Windows mobile, you can install SQL Server, but it is not there. It's dead now. So that's why, sir, this all went off. Nothing is available. I'm so sorry. I think I should have underlined Azure also. Cloud databases are also there, which I will show you later in the course. So did you get it? I mean, sir, please do one thing. That's all. Let's talk about editions tomorrow in detail. So tomorrow we have a wonderful discussion about editions. Editions is okay. I love this topic. How much I have to pay to purchase SQL Server license? Very confusing topic. So we'll complete this tomorrow, sir. And then, by the way, if we complete this, sir, we are good for installations. So we'll start installation. So probably by Thursday, tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Tomorrow we'll complete these two topics, sir. Wednesday we will start installations. Installations will start. So this is only the background. I'm just giving the background. Now when installation starts, you will actually see the content start. Without background, we can't do, because I have to explain you components, I have to explain you editions, I have to explain you versions. And by the way, say installations also, we will start with the oldest version, 2005. First, let's install 2005, 8 or 8R2 because both are same, 12 or 14 because both are same. Or if you want me to show both, I can show you both, sir. 16 also, 17 also, 19 also. All versions we will see. Mostly all the versions. That's all for today. Okay. So by the way, class, do not be confused. Class is at 7:30 only, 7:40 max. Initial days are not locking the time, but from going forward, we will lock the class at 7:40. Okay. So 7:40 se leke 9 o'clock tak will be our class timings, 1 hour 20 minutes. And I want all of you to be on time, not now. Once we finalize, once we all close on and once you like and everything is good, then we will log the timings and 7:40 sharp the class will start. Yeah. Good. Is there a question?
Sir, hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead. If there are any questions,
I have one doubt that I did not understand. What is that integrated integration service? I did not understand.
Integration services, what it will do. Hey, by the way, sir, one question to all of you, one point to all of you, sir. One question to all of you. Wherever they have, right? Stop me there itself. Wherever you have any question on any slide, please feel free to stop me there only. No problem. Don't park it till the last, because when we go by last, questions might skip off. So, Kirti, to answer your question, integration services are nothing but Microsoft SQL Server is available with 4 components.
Integration services is database.
Integration services main responsibility is take data from somewhere, extract from somewhere, make some changes to it and load it. ETL. So integration services main job is data is present in Excel sheet, right? Data may be in Excel. Take the data. Data you have in SQL Server database, take that data. So take data from different sources and apply changes to it and load it. ETL, extract, transform, load. I gave you one more example. The CEO telling 25% hike must be given to all these employees only. So you will go and check those employees, increase their salary by 25%. Now, one more. I give one more example. IBM CEO wants to see the graph of IBM for last 100 years. So what did IBM CEO do? Told the BI people, business intelligence people. So one of the BI guys employees will go and work on this one. What he will do? He will take data from OLTP, last 5 years data. Last 95 years data he will take from where? Analysis services. Both he will combine, and based on the sales table, to 100 years back, right? So 2000, how it was, 2005, 2001, 2003, up to last 20 years plus even 80 years. So from which years? 1920. From 1920 till now, last 100 years, nice graph he will make. To do that, he needs data from database services, data from analysis services from different sources. So he has to do what? ETL he has to use. He or she has to use ETL. So with ETL, you can integrate things, put them together, apply some logic, and then make a nice report-wise. Report will come in reporting services, but data will be collected by integration. So integration services helps you in taking data from different sources. And again, Kirti, it's not our job. It is not our job. It is somebody else's job. There are separate courses on this one called BI. So technically speaking, we don't need to worry. At least we should understand what these guys do. And as a DBA, we help them. Security topic, you will see. Let's say a BI guy comes to you and says that, hey, Kirti, help me access. I want this table, and you will give him permission, him or her permission on that table. So that things we do. That's all. More about it is coming up in further topics, but that is the purpose of integration services. ETL: extract, transform, and load. I hope I answered the question. Or is there any continuation question?
Fine, sir.
So main purpose is integrating, taking, integrate.